Hey everybody, it's Debbie O'Neill of Scribe Me Quick Designs in the Let's Learn Cricut Explore Facebook group, and I am doing a review of the new Cricut Design Space 3. Yes, it is finally here. Now this is going to be in beta mode. It's a public beta, which means that there will probably still be a few tweaks and changes that'll happen. But when you have access to this, you will see what I'm going to show you of the new Design Space 3. So this is an overview. And so I'm breaking this down into small lessons, and you'll be able to follow along. The first lesson, I've got a video that shows you how to do the new Design Space 3 plugin so that you can make sure that you're all set up and ready to access Design Space 3. And then this video, which is lesson 2, I'm going to talk about the some of the new features in Design Space, and we're going to go over a few things that the way the screen is now laid out is different than what we're used to, so let's talk about that. The very first thing you're going to notice is that on your screen, once you've signed in to Design Space, you'll see your name. So, before, if you see your name, you're logged in, right? And then you're going to notice that the whole layout is a little bit cleaner, a little bit sharper, and this first section up here is a slider, which just means that it'll be different images that Cricut will put here for us. That'll be information that they're communicating. So it could be about the Cricut shop, it could be information about support, it'll be lots of different things. They'll change it up. It could be some certain kind of upcoming theme that they want to highlight for us. So you'll see this slider across the top. Now the next thing as you move down on your screen, you're going to see that you see My Projects. Yes, no longer do we have to look through a laundry list of our projects of just words. We actually are going to see our actual physical project that we have saved in Design Space. All right, so I'm going to go over this in detail here in a minute, but I wanted to just tell you that that's the next section. If you're going to make a new project, you have two choices. You can click here underneath My Project where it says New Project, and that'll take you to the new screen. Or up here in the right-hand corner, walk up here in the right-hand corner, there is a New Project button. So you can either click New Project there, or you can click it over here in underneath My Projects, okay? The next thing you're going to see is we're going to start seeing the Cricut Make It Now projects. And these are now broken down into categories, so they're going to be easier to find. And so this one says featured projects, so that may be things that are current themes. Cricut's this will be changing. It'll be in flux depending upon the season and what's going on. And they also have a line item here that is what's new for Cricut Access members. So Cricut Access subscribers will get access to exclusive content, and so this will give you an idea where you can see the exclusive content. And here again, you've got these little menu sliders so you can scroll through if you want, and you can certainly click see more, and it'll pop it up in a larger format here for you to see. Okay, now let's take a look at this. So I'm going to look at this vintage trailer card. Isn't that adorable? So I'm going to open this up. It'll take a second. Now, you're going to notice that you have a larger image of the Make It Now project, which is nice. And there's also different photos here. You can either slide here by clicking the little arrow here, and it'll show you, different images of that project. As you scroll down, this is all larger for us to be able to read it. So before it was kind of hard because it was really tiny and it was all on one page and it was just really difficult to read. So it gives you the finished size of the project. It lets you know what materials you need to have out. It also lets you know what other things you may need to have on hand to complete that project. There's a description, and there are some directions of getting it ready and cutting it out and using it. Yes. Cricut's got some helpful videos about cardstock and paper tricks and paper project videos, and there's going to be links to here. This will be more help, will be Cricut driven content for you. And then on the screen you will see it says images and fonts used in this project. So it'll tell you which images is. So this is a card, and it's from the Wild Card 2 Cricut image set or cartridge, if you will, and it is part of the Cricut Access subscription, and it also lets you know what the image number is. So if you needed to jot that down, you would have that. So these are the things that are in this project, and you then have where instead of it saying go, it now says make it. Okay, so they've changed that. So now there's a little green rectangle here, and it says make it instead of go, and then of course you still have the customize option. Now I am going to go ahead and say make it, and when I do that, y'all are going to be so impressed. Okay, so here on the left hand side are all the different mats that we would typically see so for us to put our paper on, to be able to work with that project. But you can now move this on the mat preview screen, so you can put this anywhere you want it. So if you are trying to put this on a particular piece of the paper that you have put it on your mat, you would be able to line this up exactly where you need to have that. It will default to that upper left hand corner, but that is something that you would be able to move it and it will stay in place, okay, which is really cool. Now, the other thing I wanted to point out about this, which we're so excited about to see, is that before, if you picked a Make It Now project, once you got to the map preview screen, you had to exit out of doing your cut to go back to the Make It Now project to be able to look at the picture. So Cricut has resolved that problem for us, and up here in the right hand corner you're going to see this is the picture of the project, and it says see project details underneath that. You can click on that, and lo and behold, it'll take a second, it's going to pop up and it's going to give you those directions again right here on your mat screen, so you do not have to go out of the mat preview screen and then back in. You get it right here, so you can go through and make sure, oh yeah, that needed to be gray cardstock, or whatever it is you needed to check, you can go and check it right here. Then you could X out of here, and now you're back on your cutting screen. Now you would then tell it to continue down here where this little green button is, and you'll notice that this has a slightly different layout. You can also edit the mat here, okay? So you can move this to the various mats. You can change the sizes, you can set the settings, you can mirror it if you're using iron-on material. This is a card, so we would be using cardstock. And then you would be able to go through each of the different mats, so you know what it is that you're looking at, and get your paper prepped and everything. Okay, so this is just some great features. You would need to pick which Cricut device you're using. I have several Cricut machines, so I'm just going to pick that one. Oh, I need to turn it on. I don't have it turned on. Let's see. Give me a second. You can hear me powering up my machine, so it'll take a second, but it'll pick it up, and then once it does that, it'll come up and it'll show you what your setting is. So see over here, it says the selected setting. So as I change the dial, you'll see my smart dial on my actual Cricut, it's actually changing my setting, okay? And I can come over here to custom setting, and when I do that, it's going to give me that drop down for me to change the material. So I'll just click change material, and here is your drop down over here, and you can scroll through and pick whatever material it is that you're cutting it out of. Okay, so that's how that works now. So this is a little bit different than what we've seen before, so I wanted to point that out. And then it lets you load the mat and so forth. So if you went ahead and loaded the mat, then it's going to say it's ready to cut. Please, and then it's going to do your reminders up here at the top. So this is a card, so it is letting you know you need to put the scoring stylus in and put it in the clamp, and you need to close the clamp, and then you hit the flashing green go button on your Cricut machine to do that. And then there's actually a little show me how. So if you don't know how to do that, it actually will take you to a place that will show you how to do that. So I think that's kind of cool, but I'm going to dismiss this. I don't need it to remind me right now. And then I would hit the green go button, and then it will cut everything out. So these are changes that I think are awesome. There's a few more things that I'll be showing you in future videos about this, but I wanted to point out just kind of the highlights of what that's going to look like for you. And this will be the same whether it's a Make It Now project or if you're using your regular Cricut project. That's how you would, when you hit the Make It button, it's going to take you there. And I'm going to say, yes, I'm going to cancel the cut. And I'm going to get out of this. And I'm going to come back over here to the main screen again. Okay, so that's the overview for what the new screen looks like. And then the next lesson, I'm going to talk about what's up here where it says home and what these little hamburger slash lines are and what can you find there that will be very helpful to you.